Hello! So, I'm going to be making a tier list of all of the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate characters. Now, I am not very good at that game, and I actually haven't played some of these characters, so any characters that I haven't played will go into the haven't played section, and you will likely see a lot of hot takes. Maybe I'm actually flawless and you will see none, but that is quite doubtful. To start off, we have Bayonetta, who I, believe it or not, actually have not played. But next is actually a character that I have played, Bowser. Bowser, in my time playing him, I played him with a few friends, and I ended up, kind of killing myself multiple times, but in all fairness, I did also take somebody out every single time. So, we're gonna put him in C tier. Not, like, incredible, based on my playing, but he's also, he got me kills. Bowser Jr. I'm gonna put on D tier, and that's simply because he's a little harder to play, I want to say, and he seems a lot more gimmicky. And the problem with gimmicky characters is if you don't know how to play against them, they're really good, but if you know how to play against them, it seems like they could actually just not be very good. We have Captain Falcon. I actually do like Captain Falcon. I don't like him enough to be in like A or S tier. I haven't won enough games with him for that, but I have won a few games with him, and so I will say that he's probably a solid B tier. Now, Charizard from Pokemon Trainer, I haven't played Charizard that much. He's probably like an E tier, not quite F, but he damages himself. He doesn't do, I think, enough for him to be considered like really, really good. But I don't know. I also haven't played him that much. Next is Chrom, though. Chrom, I'm putting in S tier. I really like Chrom. He is a very strong character. He is able to do a lot of damage. He's able to take a lot of damage. He's able to quickly avoid oncoming hits. He's able to counter very effectively. I think that he's just a very good character overall. Next is Cloud, which, even though I kind of like main him a little bit, I'm going to put him in A tier only for his recovery, which is really, really bad. The thing with Chrom, his recovery is also really bad, and in fact, Cloud's recovery is probably slightly better. Chrom actually can use his recovery as sort of an attack, and it can come in clutch in certain moments, so it's probably not like a super high top tier character at a high level. For the level that I'm at, I think it's very good. Next we have Corrin, which I have played him once. And I also have not particularly liked him. So I'm gonna put him in E tier. Probably D tier actually. He's probably like maybe even like slightly better than Bowser Jr. Not quite at Bowser level, I don't think, but that's just my opinion. Daisy, I have not played. Dark Pit is a very good character in my opinion. I'm gonna put him probably in like B tier. He's very good for a lot of different like situations, especially at this level. He's able to recover very well. He has the ability to do a lot of damage, and when there's multiple people on there in the game, he's able to do a lot of like surprise attack damage, and a lot of crowd control sort of moves. So I think it's very effective. I think he's a very good character. I don't think he's quite on the level of Cloud, and I think that maybe he like slightly beats out Captain Falcon. Dark Samus I haven't played, but if Dark Samus is similar to Samus, then I can say that I'm going to put him like, or her, I guess, one thing below S, which is where I will put Samus. I'll probably put Samus above Chrom because her recovery is very good. She does a lot of damage. She has a lot of comboing opportunities, and she's really fast. And those are all things that I value. So I think overall very good character. Next is Diddy Kong. I've played Diddy once. I did not like Diddy. I don't think that Diddy Kong is necessarily F tier, but I will say that Diddy Kong is not a very good character. Next is Donkey Kong, and I'll put him in like D tier, maybe in front of like Bowser Jr., because he's just too easily hit, and he's not fast enough, and his recovery is not good enough for how much he gets hit. You look at characters like DDD, K. Rool, like those characters are able to recover an insane amount and also survive an insane amount of hits. And so those characters are just better generally than Donkey Kong. Next is Dr. Mario. I haven't really played Dr. Mario, but he kind of just seems like a worse Mario. And I'm going to put him in F tier, which I don't know if that's a popular opinion or not, but I'm going to put him there. Okay, Duck Hunt. Duck Hunt is a character that I have played, and he seems very fun. He was very fun whenever I played him. He seems quite effective, but he also seems very gimmicky, such as like Bowser Jr. So I don't think I can rank him too much higher than Bowser Jr., but I do think that he is a little bit better than Bowser Jr. So I'm going to put him in C tier. Next is Falco. Falco is kind of like Fox, just, well, he's Fox. Well, let's be real here. And I'm going to put him in B tier. I think actually probably these two will go top of B tier. And the only reason I say that is, well, they're very good at comboing, which I really like. Their recovery is pretty good. You can SD accidentally, if you, I don't know, accidentally use your recovery on stage trying to attack somebody, and then it actually goes off stage, but that's just from what I've observed. I haven't played that. Like, that's never happened to me before, definitely. Anyways, the other thing I will say is they're really hard to kill with. So I don't think that they're necessarily, like, top tier characters, but I have really enjoyed playing them. They're not like A tier or S tier, but they're very, very good. Next we have Ganondorf, and Ganondorf I think is just too slow to be anywhere but F. Whenever, like, he can be played well, but something that I've realized is if you can figure out the player's tendencies with Ganon, you're able to very easily just avoid Ganon's attacks, and even, like, there's just a set amount of things that Ganon can do, and a fewer amount that is actually effective, and it's a small set amount of things is the biggest problem. Next is Greninja, who I actually have not played, so I have no idea. But I have seen, like, I think I probably would put him somewhere in, like, B or A if I had actually played him, but I haven't played him, so I don't know. Same with Ice Climbers. Though I don't think I'd put Ice Climbers quite in, like, A. Next is Ike, who is very similar to Chrom. He kind of seems like a little bit worse than Chrom, just because, like, it's kind of, Chrom is Ike and Roy put together, and Roy is also a very good character. He's fast, and so is Chrom. Ike is less fast, but he's still very good. I just think that Chrom is a little bit better than Ike, and I think Ike is probably at the end of A tier. Next up is Incineroar, which I haven't played. Same with Inkling. Isabelle, you go into F. You're going behind Ganondorf. You just... Isabelle can be good. I just suck with Isabelle, so that means F. Next we have Ivysaur. Ivysaur is probably going in... probably like D or E tier. I wouldn't say that Ivysaur is necessarily better than Charizard, so I'm probably going to put him, like, right behind Charizard in E tier. not like a bad character, just not a super effective character, I don't think. Okay, next is Jigglypuff. I haven't played Jigglypuff, but I've played against Jigglypuffs, and if played well, I'm going to put them in, like, C tier. The biggest thing with Jigglypuff is actually really, like, difficult to survive if you're playing as Jigglypuff, because it's really easy to knock Jigglypuff back. And importantly, a lot of like the strategies with Jigglypuff include being up in the air and comboing in the air. And so if you get hit, you are likely to be in the air, and if you're in the air, you're more likely to die because you're just more near an edge. Next, we have Ken. And Ken, I'll put him in, like, probably top of D tier. I liked him better than Corrin, but at the same time, he wasn't that great. He was good enough, but not incredible. Next is King Dedede, who I will put right above Bowser. And I put Dedede right above Bowser simply because of the recovery. Bowser is a very strong, yeah, he's very strong. But the problem with Bowser is, despite his tankiness, despite his ability to deal a lot of damage, his recovery is very bad. DDD is slightly less strong, but he can recover, and he can recover very well. And he also has a pretty good projectile, so I would say he probably goes top of C tier. And with that King K. Rool, I'm also going to be putting top of C tier. I'm probably going to be putting him slightly above DDD, but I mean, it's for very similar reasons. He's got a good projectile, he's got good damage, he can tank a lot of hits, and importantly, he can also recover insanely well, better than BDD, which is kind of insane for a flying character. Next is Kirby. Kirby, probably like E tier, maybe like top of E tier, if it'll let me. There we go. The problem with Kirby, I think anyways, is Kirby, he's just too all over the place, I think. He kind of tries to do everything all at once, and it, I think, results in kind of nothing actually happening, like in any field that's at the top of its game. Kind of like a jack of all trades sort of situation. Kirby can kind of combo, but Kirby also isn't very good at it. Kirby can kind of deal a lot of damage, but not nearly as well as some of the other characters. Kirby is able to recover, but he's a flying character, so he's able to recover quite well, but then the up B is not actually that great of a recovery. It can also deal some damage, but there's some characters who can deal better damage with it. So it's not, like, Kirby is not incredible in any way, I don't think. Even, like, the being able to suck, King Dedede is able to do that better, and then the characters who are able to use the powers like Kirby's able to use individually also tend to use it better. So overall, I would say Kirby is just kind of maybe a little bit better than Charizard. Next is Link. Link is really slow, but I actually really I like playing Link. So I'm going to put him at A tier. He's slow, but I've been able to actually do a lot with him, despite not being able to move around as much as I would like to, and maneuver my way to victories. Next we have Little Mac. Little Mac, I haven't played. From what I've seen of him, he'd probably go maybe like top of D tier or something like that. His problem, of course, being his recovery. Other than that, like, he's got a lot of strength. He can do a lot of damage. It's just his survivability is really not there. Next is Lucario. And I have played Lucario, and I really did like playing Lucario. I'm gonna put him maybe like... We'll put him at the bottom of B tier. And the only reason is he's really hard to survive with under many circumstances. so I don't think he's quite as good as like Captain Falcon. But his recovery is very good. He can combo pretty well, and he can do a lot of damage, which I really like. Next is Lucas. I've actually had a lot of success with Lucas. Same with Ness. They're kind of just copies of each other, but Lucas's and Ness's biggest problem that I found for my level is just his recovery is kind of hard to use every single time. So, I mean, I think that it's probably somewhere like maybe top of B tier. Maybe Fox and Falco can be above them, because I do like playing Fox and Falco more. So part of it's like, who do I think is actually genuinely better, and part of it's just my opinion on who's funner, which is definitely a word. Next is Lucina, who I haven't played. Then we have Luigi, who I have played and sucked with. But even still, like, I can't deny that he's got a lot of possibility. So I'm gonna put him probably like here. So maybe a little bit better than Duck Hunt, who is, I think, too gimmicky. Maybe I'll even put him above Bowser, just because he fits my playstyle a lot better than Bowser. But, I mean, even still, DDD and K. Rool have better success, for me anyways. And we go to Mario. And Mario I will put next to his brother, maybe like, I'll probably put him slightly lower, since Luigi tends to have better attacks generally. Next we have Marth, and Marth I have also not played. But then we get Mega Man, who I have played, and I didn't like playing him, but he was also, like, I managed to have a pretty decent result with him. So, I'm gonna put him top of D tier, we'll say, because I did have a better result with him than I had Ken. So, and in terms of, like, really top potential, I think that he has some pretty decent potential anyways. So yeah. Meta Knight, I am going to put pretty high, I think. I'm going to put him, like, right above Captain Falcon. And the reason I'm going to do that is just my success with him is very high in scenarios where there are many players. He's able to do some good damage. He's able to really just avoid when he needs to and attack when he needs to, but he is pretty squishy, so you have to play him very well if you don't want to get hit a lot of the time. And then in those types of situations, when he does get hit, it does a lot of damage to him, and you know, it's just not very good for him at all. His recovery is also not incredible. It's not horrible, but I would say since he's a flying character, he gets a pass on that, and overall, I'll give him B tier. Mewtwo's next, and Mewtwo, I'm gonna put him right above Ike. I like Ike a lot, but not quite as much as Mewtwo. With Mewtwo, you get a lot of good range, you get a good recovery, you get a lot of like agility. The only thing that I don't like about him is he's super floaty. But other than that, like, he's got a lot of good potential, I think. Next, Brawler. I haven't played Me Brawler, but I have played Me Gunner, who I will put at probably. I'll put it probably right above Lucario. Why exactly? Well, Me Gunner is actually, so she's got good range. You're able to also reflect different, like, things coming at you. Got good agility, like mobility. Stats are pretty high. Really, the only thing that I don't like about her is it's kind of like stats overall, kind of like Kirby. I just think that she does a better job than Kirby, like slightly more specialized, able to do more things. Just the stats, um, or more like specific things. The stats just everywhere else aren't incredible. Next is me, Sword Fighter, who I also have not played. Okay, we move on to Game & Watch. Game & Watch I've played a few times with good results, and for that reason I will probably put Game & Watch above Meta Knight. Now, I am not incredible with Game & Watch, uh, but, you know, I think that Game & Watch has a lot of good, like, comboing potential, and potential to also evade certain areas. Like, he's very good at getting out of situations when he needs to get out of situations, which is one thing that I really like about him. He also does good damage, I think, but he's a little squishy. Next is Olimar, which I will put, like, above Isabelle. Olimar's not very good. I don't think much needs to be said there. His stats aren't incredible, and his Pikmin feel more like a gimmick than anything. Okay, next is Pac-Man. And I'll probably put Pac-Man somewhere... Because I played him, he can be very good, but for me personally, he's probably a little bit better than Kirby and a little bit worse than Bowser Jr. Next is Palutena, which I have also played, and I haven't, like, hated by any means. I think she's quite good, but I'm not sure, like, I kind of want to just put her here, at the top of C tier, just because my results with her haven't been good enough for me to justify putting it any higher, even though I think that she might deserve to be a little bit higher than that. And then the next thing is Peach, who I have not played. Same with Daisy. Pichu. Pichu I have played, and Pichu is going to go, like, right above Diddy Kong. Really, it's just a worse Pikachu, who, at the current level that I'm at, probably stands somewhere, like, right below Fox and Falco. Piranha Plant I have not played. Pit, I'm going to put right next to Dark Pit, because it wouldn't make sense to have him anywhere else. Well, okay, so this is Pokemon Trainer. First I'm going to rate Squirtle, and I'm going to put Squirtle right above Charizard. And then Pokemon Trainer is all three of them. So since you can choose, I'm going to put them right above Kirby. But since you can only be one at a time, and additionally you share the same HP, I don't think I can put them really any higher than the top of the tier that the Pokemon are on. After that we have Richter, who is, in my opinion, a very, like, strong character. He has a lot of range on him. He has some good projectiles. He does a lot of damage. He's slow, though, which I don't like a lot. But overall, pretty solid character who I will put maybe above, like, me Gunner. Ridley I like less. Ridley I think is just too slow and too big a target. He also doesn't have enough, I don't think, strength, really. So, if I, like, tankiness, you know, if I were to get hit as Ridley, I would expect to survive probably better than, like, Bowser, who is the top character in terms of tankiness, which I don't really. Even, like, some character like K. Rool, I'm pretty sure, survives better than Ridley. Which is very weird, because Ridley is bigger, and he seems armored, and he seems like he has a lot of, like, a lot of strength to him in those terms, but he doesn't really, and his damage doesn't really make up for it, I don't think. So I'm going to put him probably probably next to Donkey Kong, like right before Donkey Kong. Rob, I have had good results with. I'm going to put Rob probably right below Lucario, because I think that Rob's a very good character. Next is Robin. Robin, I would say I haven't played, but if I had played, I'm pretty confident you'd go somewhere in like A tier probably. Next is Lucina and Luma. Rosalina, not Lucina. Okay. Rosalina and Luma, who I will put at... I haven't played them, so yeah. Next is Roy. Roy, I think, is a very good character. I'm probably going to put Roy at like the top of S tier, probably right before Chrom. His recovery is better, but his attacks are a little less strong is the only thing. Next is Ryu. Ryu, I've played like Ryu and Ken once, and they were very similar to each other, so I'm just going to put him like here, because I don't really know where else to put him. Sheik, haven't played, though I probably would put Sheik lower. You have to be quite skillful, I think, with Sheik. Shulk, slightly different than Sheik. Probably Shulk. Shulk is a very good character. I think he's got a lot of potential, but I haven't been able to use him to great potential yet. I'm going to put him right above, I think, probably Link. I don't think he's quite at Ike's level, but he's faster than Link, and he's got more potential than Link, I think, so. Next is Simon. Simon I'm going to put next to Richer, which I put Richer over here, so just go here, yeah. Snake afterwards. Snake I haven't played. Sonic I have played. Sonic I did like to play him, and I want to put him at like the top of B tier. I don't think he quite tops this A tier, or quite reaches A tier anyways, but I do think that he is a little bit better than Fox and Falco with his ability to combo and also be able to recover well, and it's hard to SD with him, but not necessarily impossible by any means. You can definitely SD with him if you're not careful. Toon Link. I have not played Toon Link. I'm going to say the same for Young Link. Villager can go probably... Maybe I'll put him like above Ganon or something like that. Wii Fit Trainer. I have played... I think Wii Fit Trainer is probably maybe like above Duck Hunt, below Bowser. Wolf is pretty easy to SD, but I think he's quite strong generally. So I'm probably going to be putting Wolf like right behind Rob in the B tier. Next we have Yoshi. Yoshi I haven't played, I'm not gonna lie. Zelda, on the other hand, I have played, and I have not liked Zelda too much. Zelda I thought was okay, you know, probably better than Ridley. I did actually end up winning the match that I played Zelda with, but I just didn't like how slow a lot of her attacks were, or how close you had to get for a lot of her attacks. I think I was probably playing her wrong, but that is just my opinion on that. Next we have Zero Suit Samus, which I like almost as much as Samus. Probably right next to Samus. And really, it just comes down to, like, I've had better results with Samus than Zero Suit Samus, but both play directly into my playstyle. They have decent range, they're good at comboing, they're fast, they have good enough recoveries, they're, I think, like, really the only reason why Zero Suit Samus would be put right below Samus is her ability to SD is quite incredible, so while I really like both of these characters, I think Samus is slightly higher. And then I haven't played any of these buds. Wario. I played Wario once. He probably was better than, like, Zelda. Probably slightly worse than Donkey Kong. Next is Joker. Joker I did play. I have had okay results with Joker. I want to put him, like, right above... Probably right above, like, Duck Hunt. Maybe slightly worse than Wii Fit Trainer. And this is simply because Joker was a little too... Like, he wasn't tanky enough, I don't think. So, that was really my only problem with him. But he was, like... He really, if he's, like, ping-ponged around, really not very strong at all. And he doesn't do enough damage, I don't think, for the amount that he gets ping-ponged around. Next is Hero. And Hero I haven't played. Then we have Banjo and Kazooie, which I'm going to put haven't played. For both Banjo and Kazooie and Banjo. I don't know why that would be any different. Terry, I actually have played. Terry, I did like Terry quite a fair amount. I think I'm going to be putting Terry right above K. Rool. I'm probably going to put him, like, right above Palutena. I think Palutena is a very good character, but I think Palutena probably... Like, I was just slightly worse at Palutena, is the only problem. Okay, Byleth, however you pronounce them. I've played him, like, once or twice. Didn't really like him that much. He wasn't fast enough for my likings. So I'm probably going to put him, like, right above Zelda. And then afterwards we have Min, who I have not played. Steve, who I have not played. Sephiroth, who I have played, and would probably put him... I think probably... I'll put him right here, right below Falco, on B tier. Now, Sephiroth is a much better character than any of the other characters here besides Steve, and the official tier list is, well, maybe he's not, like, you know, the very top, but he's very good. Like, the only problem I have with him is I'm just not very good at him. And he's also slow, which is probably the biggest thing. I have not played Pyra and Mithra, which means I have not played Pyra or Mithra, and I have not played Kazuya either, though he would be right next to Steve in terms of strength. But we have Sora last, and I gotta say, I have played him, like, once, and I liked him quite a fair amount. He seems very much like a beginner-friendly character. So I kind of want to put him, like, right below Dark Pit. And this is just because I think he is very strong if played well. He's very beginner-friendly, but he seems too predictable with all of his preset moves. Like, he's got a lot of preset moves. So if you're able to figure them out and figure out their cues, I think he maybe is a little too predictable. And that's all. Probably this isn't an agreed upon list, but I think it's quite hard whenever I haven't played 29 of these characters. Yeah, I think that's quite fair. But if you do agree, I guess congratulations, and if you don't agree, also congratulations. Regardless, I do hope that you enjoyed my thought process, and how somebody who's bad at Smash Bros. Views the characters of Smash Bros.